You know, we in the West Indies love our festivals, we love our weddings, our wakes, our first communion, our CXC examination, we just celebrate everything. And christenings. Now, you see christenings? I bad luck with christenings. You notice people always come and ask you to be godfather, but they'll never ask you to be father. You notice that? And sometimes they'll never even ask you to be father. They'll ask you to stand for the child. Well, it have stand and it have stand, you understand? So this girl come and ask me to stand for the child. So I say, sure man, when? She says Sunday. I say, where? She say in church. It's only then I realized was christening she talking about, you know. And that's when I know I should have back out of the thing. But she asked me so nice, she asked me so nice. I say, all right. So I say, what you calling the child? She said, Timmy. I said, but that's a nice name. That's short for Timothy. She said, no, Timultaneous. She said, the baby named Theophilus Tobias Timultaneous Thomas. Well, that is when I know I should have back out of the christening. But she begged me, she begged me, she begged me. I said, all right, I will be godfather for Timultaneous. Well, boy, let me tell all you about this christening. In the first place, I reached late. Coming out my house, going down the road, I meet an old lady coming up the hill. A lady named Mother. You ever notice you never meet old ladies in the West Indies going down a hill? They're always coming up, right? And they're smart, you know. Their walking stick have gears. Mother had a 4-forward Yamaha walking stick. You ever watch an old lady come up a hill with a walking stick? When she shakes it so, and she put in first and she gone up a little bit like that so, then she rests and she shocks a little bit like that so, then she put in second and she gone again. You watch them coming up a hill and tell me if them and changing gears. So I coming down the hill, Mother coming up. I say, morning Mother, how you do? She say, well. I say, where you going? She say, in the shop. I say, you want help? She say, no. Then she put in reverse. Next thing I see Mother going back down the hill. Well, so I had to go and help she. Well, boy, by the time I get Mother up the hill and I get in the church, I late. Because Mother have 3 problems. She can't see too well, she can't hear too well, and she memory bad. So anytime you bring in Mother somewhere, halfway there she can't remember where she come from or where she going. So I reach in the church late. Everybody vexed, especially Timultaneous godmother. Well, if I know she was the godmother, I would have never go in that church. Because I and that woman don't get on at all. You know, it have some women like to cry and everything. Crying wedding, crying wake, crying first communion, crying everything. She was one of them things. She cry, and not these ordinary cry. Then really back and I cry, right? I hear she say once, boy, I cried so much I had to borrow tears. So you know it's no ordinary cry, she just cried. So I talked to her about it one day and said, girl, you're crying too much, you know what I mean? And she gets vexed. So from that to this day, she ain't want to talk to me. So she don't want to show me Timultaneous. I said, but I must see the child and the godfather. She showed me Timultaneous. Well, boy, if you see Timultaneous. Well, Timultaneous wasn't such an ugly baby, eh? Each kind of baby can't tell whether it's a boy or a girl, so you don't know if you was an uncle or aunt. And Timultaneous dribbling. You ever see them kind of dribbly babies? Dribble. He dribble on the godmother, he dribble on me, he dribble on the priest, he dribble on everybody, dribble, the baby like wasa. When he hold him so, he dribbling, hold him so, he dribbling, hold him so, he dribbling, hold him so, he vomit. So I have to hold Timultaneous like a garbage bag. You know when you want to go out and put out garbage and you don't want to smell the garbage, you have to hold it far from you. So I hold in Timultaneous like a garbage bag. So while I holding Timultaneous like this garbage bag, I look on the church. I realized it had more than 1 baby baptized in that morning. I had about 10 babies in the church. If you see babies, had a Bajan baby saying cuckoo, cuckoo. Had an Indian baby saying hurry the curry, hurry the curry. Had a Trinidadian baby saying forward never, backward never. It had 3 Trinidadian babies again. One saying we must do better, and one saying not a damn seat for you. And so then babies talking now. Babies know to talk, you know, because when a baby born, it just come from God. So you have what God intelligence in him. So babies know to talk. It's only we can't understand. So what we sit down there, these babies having big conversation. I hear one baby say, breast is best. I don't want to say, boy, how the pram going? Bring me one second-hand thing here. Embarrassing, man, embarrassing. I don't want to say, boy, you think that's bad? My mother bring me here in Pampers. She have me in diapers. She so cheap, pin, drinking me bamsi all morning. And so they carrying on. Then I hear one baby say, I want a number 1. I don't want to say, I want a number 2. I don't want to say, I want to do something, boy, but can't remember the number. And so they carrying on a big conversation. So while they're carrying on this conversation and I'm listening, I look in the front of the church I see a fella called Rufus sitting down there. Now, Rufus is about 90 years old. Rufus hard as nails. Rufus spent half of his 90 years in jail, right? Yeah? I say, Rufus, you the godfather too? He said, no, you come to get baptized. No, that is when I know I should have backed out at the christening. I mean, Rufus have the whole year to get baptized. Why is the day I am godfather of a funny looking child called Timotheus with all them funny babies in the church, he come to get baptized. And he bring his godmother, a woman called Iron Tete, and his godfather, a fellow called Pity Willie. And that is when the trouble start. Because Rufus tell father that the Bible say, unless you become as one of these little ones, thou shalt not enter the kingdom of heaven. So Rufus want father to pick him up now and pour the water over his head. Father say, no way. Father say the union say he mustn't pick up no baby over 10 pounds, right? So who do you think had to pick up Rufus? Me. A man like me who did not want to go in the church in the first place have to pick up Rufus. Me, Ayantete, and Pilibili pick up Rufus. As father about to pour the water over Rufus' head, I hear a voice in the back say, "I want 1/4 pound saltfish, please." Mother mistake the church for the shop, come in the back asking for saltfish. Ayantete turn round to see you asking for saltfish, Lego Rufus. Rufus fall in the middle of the water, all he has splash. All the babies get baptized one time. And Timotheus, he only dribble over everybody. Quick crack, wire bend, story end. You know, no storytelling is complete unless you have a jumbie story in it, you know. In the old days when we told our stories at night out in the moonlight, always a jumbie story to frighten people, you know, part of the excitement of telling stories at night. So jumbie stories have always been part of the storytelling tradition. So I'm going to tell you a story now that's something like a jumbie story, right? It is called Coffin in the Truck, and you'll understand why when you hear it. A man named Mr. Hackshaw dead up in the country, and they wanted to have a nice funeral for him, but they didn't have a coffin. They couldn't find anybody to build a nice coffin for Mr. Hackshaw. So they decided to order one from town, from a place called Dead End Limited. Now that place does make some of the best coffin in the whole world. If you see coffin they had there. They had a coffin from Barbados, marked made in Barbados. They had Grenadian coffin, make out a nutmeg wood. They had a Trinidad coffin, red, white, and black. They had a Canadian cedar, they had mahogany coffin, and that's a big coffin could bury, anybody could bury inside that, no matter what size you are. Well, boy, if you see the coffin they get from Mr. Hackshaw, boy, one beautiful long Canadian cedar coffin, polished nice, right? It had velvet inside. It had brass handles all around, right? They had shoulder pads inside the coffin so the dead man could lie down nice and comfort. They had 4 holes for air conditioning, right? And they had a little glass on the top so the dead man could look at you and you could look at him and wave. If you see coffin, fellas say they don't mind getting right there and then just to get buried in that coffin. First the coffin good. Well, boy, they decide to ask a fella called Bratax to bring up the coffin from Dead End Limited. Now they call him Bratax because he always saying Bratax before he say anything. He say, Bratax! Bratax, I go do it. So they order the coffin and they ask Bratax to bring it up. So when Bratax come to pick up the coffin now, Bratax come in what was the original SUV. When they tell you SUV made in Japan, forget them, that make in the West Indies. Remember them long time car, when you had a car and a truck and you want to make a truck, you cut the truck in half, you put the car in half, and you put on the truck back onto the car, and you had an instant SUV. Well, this is what Bratax had. He had a Ford SUV. You could see it long before you hear it coming because it had so much smoke coming out. It was not the charging for environmental problems. But in those days, that was only making the atmosphere smell nice. So Bratax reached with the West Indian SUV. They load up the coffin on top of it. So fellas say, Bratax, you ain't afraid of that coffin? Bratax say, who have to afraid coffin? I got it dead sometime, right? But Bratax didn't take no chance. He said 3 Our Father, 1 Hail Mary, 1 Glory be to the Father. He had a 2-foot piece of 1/4 inch iron. He had a bottle of holy water, a bottle of white rum, and he had the rosary in his hand, and he heading up the road. So the truck going up the road, boy, and the place getting dark. So Bratax see a fella in front of him doing so. Say, what happened, fella? Say, give me a lift now. He said, well, I have a coffin in the back. If you don't mind going inside there by the coffin, you could go and you could take your lift. That's me afraid no coffin. And the fella gone in the back. But he's staying far from the coffin. Now he sit down in a corner. And the truck going up the road, boy. Suddenly rain start to fall. You know West Indian rain. Slide, 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 and heavy, heavy, heavy. Like you don't want to stop. So the fella now getting wet. No place to shelter. Except the coffin. He said, well, boy, water more than flowers and new coffin. Nothing can happen to me. So he opened the coffin, gone inside, and he covered it back down, and he left a little space so he could peep out and breathe. And the truck going up the road, and the rain falling, and the place getting dark. Then Batak see another fella, a fella called Ali, a Indian fella. Ali waved him down. He said, give me a lift now. Batak said, you could come inside, but you can't wait up inside here if you come in here. So go in the back. I have a man and a coffin in the back there. If you don't mind, you could go in the back. Fella said, but me ain't afraid no coffin. I have to dead sometime. So he gone in the back. But he don't know the man inside the coffin. So he's sitting in the corner and he's watching the coffin and he's going up the road. Suddenly, rain starts to stop. Now, West Indian rain is stop. It just stop, 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 then come, stop, 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 and come. So the man inside the coffin now want to find out if rain over. So he push up the coffin and he push out the hand. Boy, Batak say he was doing about 60 miles an hour. And you see this thing passing, going up at 100. Was Ali, going like he running the Olympics. He mouth open big like he waiting on the dentist. Eye open like in shock. And the Indian hair stand up straight in the head. And all you could see the bottom of his foot, he could jump out his shoes and was speed. Batak said the last thing he see of Ali was the 2 foot disappearing in the distance. And he read in the paper next day how one Mr. Ali was attacked by a dead man in a coffin, but he beat him off and the police are investigating. Why, Ben? Story end. Sometimes when I go to do the children's shows, I always ask them in advance, what kind of children, what age group coming? Because I got to get a story to suit them. And they say, no problem, man. When you get there, it's going to be big children, they're going to understand anything you do. And when I get there, it's them little ones come out now. If you see them with have a sack on their back and they're coming into the show, and I got to deal with them. I call them the pamper crowd. Eh? The pamper crowd comes marching in 200 at a time. Left, right, all in one straight line. Teacher tell them to behave, they're going to see a show. The pamper crowd just happy, they're not in school no more. Some chat, some sing, some wander around, some really couldn't care less. Some get vexed with teacher, she wouldn't let them make a mess. And teacher only running around like fowl out in the yard. Because to keep up with the pamper crowd, hey, you have to work real hard. Johnny want to go bathroom, Harry lost his socks. Just so George get hungry, that's when Sam open the box. Somehow Sam love cockroach, nobody could tell me why. And when you hear you open up, it's to see them cockroach fly. Well, they nearly caused a riot if you hear them scream and shout. They had to call security to put the cockroach out. Hey, at last they start to quiet down with a giggle here and there. 200 eyes watching the stage for whatever to appear. And when you see I walk out, if you hear them stamp and clap, it takes but half an hour for the pamper crowd to stop. I tell them about Nancy, about Vibert and the kite. I say I well impressed them. Not one man break a fight. One or two just fall asleep. Some shout out for more. And every time I turn around, 2 gone out the door. The pamper crowd may not know much, but already going on. But when it comes to appreciation, they could bring the ceiling down. They give me a big ovation. I didn't hear one single boo, except from one little fella who someone lost his shoe. They tell me how they love the show. Some ask for autographs. Some say, sir, you must come again. You really make us laugh. The pamper crowd is something else. From 3 to 6 years old, they're afraid to show you how they feel. The pamper crowd are really bold. And when you have to deal with them, it isn't always fun. Because keeping up with that age group is easier said than done. But when you feel like giving up, just remind yourself out loud that you and me, all of us, were once the pamper crowd. When it comes to carnival, some people always say, boy, if you're Trinidadian, you must like carnival. But not because you're Trinidadian or West Indian, you must like carnival. I mean, some people born to play and some people born to look on, right? I am born to look on sometimes because sometimes I've had some really bad experiences with carnival. I mean, just think about it. I mean, the first band I ever played with was a band called Horrors of Dracula. It was real horrors. The band was so small, the whole band went to the savannah in a taxi. That's to tell you how small the band was. Our band is the only band win individual of the year. So you know it's no ordinary small band. I say, boy, this is not carnival, you know. Fella say, boy, them kind of small band you're in there. Why you going to play historical mass? That is mass. That is what we call real carnival. So I go and sign up with this band called Glories that was Greece. They tell me how I am Mars, the god of war. And they give me this gold helmet, Roman helmet to put on my head. Well, the man who make that helmet, well, he had vision problem. Because the front of the helmet gone so, and the back gone so. When I put on my helmet, I looked like I had a bolt of lightning on top of my head. Boy, I had headache for about 6 years after carnival. I say, see me on this carnival thing, I better go back to my small band, you know. They say, boy, you're too stupid. Why are you playing them kind of old mass for? Go and play sailor mass. That is carnival, sailor, play sailor. I say, wow. They say, go and sign up with Saldina. Now, Saldina is one of the greatest sailor mass players in Trinidad. So I say, all right. So stupid me gone now and sign up with Saldina. Saldina playing something called a sailor is a sailor. I get in the drunken sailor section. They tell me come and pick up my costume carnival Monday morning early. So I go down by the mask camp, ask for my costume, please. I see the girl gone in the back and she come back with something that looked like an engagement ring box. My costume was in that. $800 worth of costume in an engagement ring box. And like the man who buy for saree knows nothing about size. If you see the costume, purple bell-bottom pants, 3 foot in front, 3 foot behind. When I do so, my foot look like an axe swinging. Sailor cap so small. When I put it on, I look like a tube of Colgate toothpaste. Sailor and the tank top thing, so small. I got a bell like that to keep the tank top there. If I do so, it fly up, hit me under my nose. Gloves so small. I got to do so. If I do so, gloves gone. So see me in town carnival Monday afternoon jumping up now. Sailor cap pulled on like a potty on my head. I bend like a safety pin to keep my tank top there. I got my hand like that to keep my gloves there and I jumping up so. A fella watch me say, I wonder if he born so he had an accident. Say, no, I feeling. I say, see that? I'm done with this sailor mass thing. They say, boy, you're too stupid. What you playing sailor for? Go and play with Edmund Hart. That is band. Plenty human nice thing. They don't play to win, they play for the fun. You're going to have a nice time. I say, but that makes sense. So let me go and sign up with Edmund Hart. I go on by Edmund Hart. He playing something called Tribute to Broadway. All the different movies. I get into Mary Poppins. You could imagine me playing Mary Poppins. Edmund Hart give me a white tank top, a long striped pants that look like a selling chicken at the Royal Castle. Give me a broomstick, a cap, a scarf on my neck, and tell me I'm a chimney sweep in Mary Poppins. And I had to walk by myself 12 o'clock hot sun to meet the band. You ever walk in your costume in the road when nobody knows what you are? It's the most embarrassing thing. Taxi stopping, dog want to bite you. People say, what kind of mask you playing, boy? Jab, jab. So I say, see that? That is not for me, right? So they say, boy, here now, what you playing carnival costume thing? Go and play steel band, Panis carnival. I say, how? They say, go and play with invaders. That is mask, Juve, don't need nothing else. So I say, where to find invaders? They say, go up Traggery Road, you will see 1,000 people looking lost. That is where invaders are. Well, boy, so I gone up carnival Monday morning looking for invaders. Traggery Road, I see everybody walking around asking, where's invaders? Everybody lost. I know that is where invaders is. So eventually we find invaders. Well, boy, that was the slowest band jumping that year as far as I'm concerned. We leave the mass camp about 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, we still coming out the gate. And a real social band, everybody jumping up and they talking, how the children? How your mother, boy? How your father? Who dead? All you dead, boy? I never see a band so. People jumping up, people talking to each other, having a good time. They're signing cards. I see man signing contract in the band. I say, boy, this is not carnival. Eh? So I say, see that I'm done with this steel band thing. Let me find something else. They say, boy, listen, you're too stupid. Go and play. You must do. Don't play mass. Come and see the thing in the savannah. I tell them I stay home and look at the whole thing on TV. They say, but you go look on TV, come in the savannah with us. We're going to put out all the food, everything, and you go eat and have a good time. You're smelling the band, you're seeing everything. You know, TV can't do that for you. So this year, I see her going down with them, boy. and everybody spread out their food. Everybody put out food. But you see the trouble with that? Carnival time, everybody turned chef. Who never cooked in their life, let's cook Carnival Day. Yeah? And they're very generous, you know, have a piece. Everybody wants to eat their food, kind of nasty old chicken leg and thing. Have a piece, man. People see food. When you hear them say Carnival is color, it's not costume they're talking about food. I see red pilau, yellow pilau, green pilau. I see pilau without peas. The rice gets vexed and the peas walk out, yeah? But my people were the worst. They cook sauce. Now you see sauce? It's not any and everybody could cook sauce. Sauce has to do with the right kind of pig. They say the acidity in the bones. The right kind of pig to make the right kind of sauce. Carnival time, any pig pass, sauce. We had a pig of experience. It's the hardest sauce I ever eat in my life, right? Eh? And when they bring it for you, it's like an aquarium, nothing can sink in, boy. And not only that, but then clean the sauce good. All kind of hair sticking out the whole sauce. It's the only place I see people combing sauce. I say, boy, they're trying to kill me this time. They say, boy, listen, what are you doing that kind of thing for? You are an intellectual man, you went to university, go and play intellectual mass. I say, what? Say, go and play Peter Minshall, boy. Play concept. You don't know what you're playing, but to hell with them, still play concept. So I say, good, I go back Peter Minshall, I go and play concept. This year, Minshall plays something called Signs of the Zodiac, or the moon and the stars and that kind of thing. I say, I go in and get my own costume, let me go and look on the wall. Now, when you buy Minshall and all them big band, you do not look at costume first, look at price. You go on the wall, you look at the costume, and when you reach your price, you play that. So I go and look on the wall, I see 10,000, 8,000, 7,000, I see 1,500. I say, that is my marsh right here. It marked Milky Way. Now it looked nice on the wall, yeah? But let me tell you something. Them thing on the wall, them fellas up there been in gym for years. They have gym experience. You don't look like what on the wall. Minshall give us a white outfit. Stars. A Spider-Man mask and a big pom-pom on top of the head. And we call it Milky Way. Well, boy? No, I tell you, it don't look like what on the wall. On the wall, it look nice. But when we put it on, it was a different story. When I put on my Minshall mask, things pull down so, my mouth go behind my head, my ears wrap around my head, my eyelash go inside my eye, and I look like I'm going to rob the bank any minute. I said, this is it. I done it Carnival. They say, boy, you're too stupid. Do like us. We don't spend no money. We go downtown and wait on the bands. And every band that pass, we jump in and we jump out. That way we jump up with everybody in town, have a good time, and don't spend no money. I said, that makes sense. So this Carnival, I gone downtown, boy, waiting in the bands. Money in my back pockets, money in my side pocket, rum in my back pocket. And I'm waiting in the bands. But I make a mistake. I jump in the wrong band first. I see this big band coming down the road, 3,000 women, each one weighing over 300 pounds, the strongest, like a gym side coming down, everybody big. Mark Williams coming down, and he playing vegetables. If you see vegetables coming down, dashing yam, plantain, banana, breadfruit, orange, if you see vegetables jumping up, I jump in the potato section. I jump between 300 pounds of potato. I get mashed flat so. The last thing I remember, as they put him in the ambulance, a fella watched me say, boy, like you play mashed potato, fire bend, story end.